Just landed in the United States, HP, Puerto Rico. Have your passports ready for U.S. Customs. Welcome.
With HP WebJet Admin, you can address a wide range of device-related issues before they become a problem for end users. From low toner levels to outdated firmware, your IT staff will have a clear, up-to-date picture of fleet status, along with sophisticated tools to manage devices remotely. In this video, you'll learn how WebJet Admin's proactive management features can save your help desk and IT staff time and help maintain user productivity. You can also save costs by avoiding larger problems that occur when regular maintenance is neglected or when issues aren't discovered soon enough. We'll show you how to manage both general alerts and supplies alerts and take advantage of helpful proactive management features for device storage and firmware updates. Alerts are used to convey messages about devices to key personnel. For example, you can notify procurement when supply levels reach a predefined threshold, alert the help desk when a device is down, or inform an IT administrator about specific errors within a group of printers. WebJet Admin alerts can be sent via standard email and can even be routed to enterprise system management applications such as HP Asset Manager or help desk ticketing systems such as HP Service Manager or BMC Remedy. You'll find alerts in the navigation tree on the Device Management tab. You can use templates to set up subscriptions for alerts. Let's look at an alert subscription template called PS Break-Fix Large Format. The subscription settings are shown here. Click Edit to change the settings. There are many different settings available for all types of device events. You can enable or disable alerting on any one of those events. There are advanced settings like Time to Ignore Duplicate, and you can select the notification type. This is where you can set up users to be notified via email. Make sure your printing devices are up and running and supplies are in stock using proactive supplies alerts. With early notification, you can minimize toner low or paper out messages to end users. You can also simplify supplies ordering and budgeting by alerting your purchasing department when paper, toner, or other consumables reach a certain threshold. Let's take a look at setting up supply notifications. Select the devices you want, and then from the Alerts tab, select Subscribe. You can choose to apply a template, or you can specify settings for general alerts, supplies alerts, or critical alerts. For supplies alerts, you can select from different types of supplies, including print cartridges, various maintenance kits, and paper trays. Next, you can set a threshold. You may want to notify one person at 15% and another person at 30%. Finally, you can choose the notification type. In this case, we'll send to email. You can choose verbose or concise messages. The verbose option provides more details, while the concise option is ideal for viewing on a mobile device. Another way you can proactively manage your devices is by managing stored jobs, fonts, and macros. To view storage options on a specific device, select the device and then select the Storage tab. Here you can select Media, Fonts and Macros, Resident Fonts, and Disk Jobs. You can print a stored job or delete it. Under Media, you can erase stored information securely, completely initialize the file system, or enable write protection. These storage management features are important for organizations that handle sensitive information, such as hospitals, insurance companies, and government agencies. Keeping device and HP Jet Direct firmware up to date is another important aspect of proactive device management. Devices can be updated in one-to-one mode or in batches, and can be scheduled to update at off-peak hours or to avoid times when devices are shut down. To view the firmware on specific devices, select them, then select the Firmware tab. With this summary view, you can see that 19 of the devices are up to date, while 10 have newer firmware available. From the View menu, you can select Printer Firmware to see the individual devices. Select the devices you want, click Update, and schedule the firmware upgrades. Using WebJet Admin not only to detect outdated firmware, but to automatically obtain and update the firmware on devices is convenient, saves time, and helps keep your fleet running smoothly. In this video, we've covered just a few of the ways that WebJet Admin helps proactively manage devices. This powerful fleet management tool includes many other helpful features, such as allowing you to export your device information for use in other applications, providing mapping capabilities so you can easily locate devices that need attention, performing scheduled fleet power cycles, importing or exporting group structures from one WebJet Admin installation to another, and much more. To start experiencing the benefits of these proactive management features today, download HP WebJet Admin for free from our website. For the optimum HP WebJet Admin experience, consider purchasing the HP Premium Support Package. And for more information about in-depth training and consulting services, contact your HP sales or support representative. With HP,
the quickest and easiest way to set up HP Color Access Control is via the embedded web services within the printer, or MFP. To get here, simply open up an Internet Explorer window and enter the IP address of the printer or MFP into the address bar shown here. In this case, 192.168.1.200, and hit enter. Once we're in the embedded web service of the HP device, we then need to click on Color Usage Job Log. Within the job log, there are several useful pieces of information that we will need to set up color access control. Firstly, the user, here, and secondly, the application, here. User syntax should be consistent across your organization or company. The easiest way to check this is to ask several users to print to the HP device and then to view this color usage job log. In this instance, we have the initial and surname of the user printing. In the embedded web browser, we need to click on Settings and then down to Restrict. From this screen, we have three options. We can select Enable Color, which is actually the default option. We can select Color if allowed, which is what we will be doing next, which enables color restrictions. Or, to remove color printing entirely from this device, we can select Disable Color. I'm going to use the radio button to select Color if allowed. After you've selected Color if allowed, the two boxes for user permission and application permission become usable. We're going to use user permission. We then need to change the default user permission, in this case from color to black only. Then click Add. In the system username, we now enter in the syntax of the user as listed in the color usage job log. In this case, fblogs. And select the permission. In this case, we want to give Fred the permission to print color. So enter his details and click Save. You'll then notice under System Username, the user appear and their particular permission. Permissions can also be applied to applications as well as by user. The first thing to do, again, is change the default application permission. In this case, we're going to use black only again. We then add in applications that are allowed to print color. So click Add, and then in the Technical Applications box, we then need to enter the application name as laid out in the color usage job log. The syntax needs to be absolutely correct and is case sensitive. So the best thing to do is copy and paste this. Permission again you can set, but in this case we'll leave it as color. Then click Save. You'll then see under the technical application name Microsoft Office EXE and the permissions color. This is correct. Again, then scroll down to the bottom of the screen and click OK to save. You're now set up to use HP Color Access Control. It is worth noting that while we have set one machine up with users and applications, much wider installations can be performed using HP WebJet Admin.
With HP,
This is you. Let's call you Phil. Your friends call you Mary, but that's a long story. This is your new HP LaserJet printer. Chances are your LaserJet doesn't have a name, so let's call it Floyd. Floyd is your friend. You're just getting to know each other. But trust me, soon you and Floyd will become very close, even when you're far away. How? I'm getting there. This is your favorite wireless communications device, aka your smartphone, netbook, SmartPad, laptop, whatever. Your connection to the outside world. It's your moving, playing, working jazz of life. The control room of Quan. You live from it, you love from it. It's always your plus one. But your two friends haven't been able to talk to each other. Until now. This is ePrint. It's a bridge between your mobile device and your new laser printer friend Floyd, or any of his other ePrint buddies. It reaches out across infinitely shifting distances and introduces your existence into worlds physically unoccupied by you. Sign this, read this, pay this, post this in the lunchroom, plaster this on every lamppost in Covington, Kentucky. It's proof from any wireless device that can send email, and it's as simple as this. Select or compose an email with an attachment to print, choose the email address of the printer, and hit send. And that's it. Floyd automatically prints whatever you attached, sends you a confirmation, and you're free to go on with your day, your night, your business, your life. And because every ePrint-enabled printer comes with its own personal email address, you know exactly where in the world your prints will be. And no spam, thank you ma'am. Floyd security features take care of that. The lease gets signed, the memo gets read, the speakers get sold, the dog gets found. And your own enterprise kicks a lot more butt than you thought it could. Sometimes the best payback is the one you don't expect. ePrint from HP. Print anywhere, anytime. It might not be a revolution, but it's a pretty cool way to print.
with HP.
Life is busy. It's hard to find time to connect and share. HP now makes it easier with the ability to print from virtually any of your mobile devices, even when you're not at home. Welcome to the world of HP ePrint, where you can print from any device with email access. Here's how it works. Just create an email, attach a document or photo, enter the unique email address of an HP PhotoSmart E All-in-One, and send it. The photo or document prints automatically. You can print from any device no matter where you are. All you need is access to email. There's no special software or drivers required. And for fast direct printing at home, use AirPrint from your iPad, iPhone, or iPod Touch. AirPrint is a feature of Apple's latest mobile operating system that works with HP's new E All-in-One products. AirPrint allows you to print from Apple's Safari web browser, mail, photos, and more directly from the app. It automatically finds available printers on your network. And you get enhanced printing options such as multiple copies and double-sided printing. The bottom line, ePrint and AirPrint are convenient ways to connect and share. With HP ePrint, if you can email it, you can print it. And Apple AirPrint gives you direct printing with additional controls from Apple mobile devices using your home wireless network. And you'll only find them on the new HP PhotoSmart and OfficeJet E All-in-One printers and select LaserJet models.
With HP.
Our energy bills are too high. As usual, the printers are to blame. So now you can only print in off-peak hours. See? No printing here, here, definitely not here. Only after 7 p.m. Don't worry. The weekends are off-peak too.
Get real. A new HP printer can pay you back with savings of up to 45% on energy.
With HP
Greetings, I'm Harold Pickering with HP, and I'm here to tell you a story, an amazing story about HP's transformational innovations that are critical to how you access, move and publish your business content now and in the future. OXP and FutureSmart. So let's get started. Once upon a time, not so long ago, HP set out on a course to build smarter printers. Printers with adaptability, future flexibility. Printers that could keep pace with change. Hardware that didn't have to be quite so hard. Devices that, just like smartphones, could have business applications downloaded to them, so think systems, security, workflow, accounting. As technologies evolve over time, regulations change, upgrades have to be made, and all of a sudden your old devices need to play with newer devices. Things could get hairy. At HP, we cracked the egg and extensibility was conceived. Small e, big X, leading to one big idea. OXP, the Open Extensibility Platform. And here's what it can do. OXP provides a common development platform and language for developers and enables them to interact with these amazing devices. A platform that will stay consistent far into the future. Developers can not only build applications for today, but any application that they may dream of in the future will also run on these devices. What's more, on the management side of things, OXP enables you to physically control these applications from a central location, administer and upgrade the applications throughout your fleet from a single console. Fantastic, right? What's even better now is with the new OXP 1.6 and its web services technology, HP can move new complex printing or document processes out of all the devices and into the fabled cloud or a server. Move processing out of the device and increase the device's performance. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Want more from OXP? How's this? Imagine one user interface across all your devices, old and new, making it a consistent user experience. So now the 4-year-old device at the end of the hallway starts acting like the new device you added last week, and application development becomes a breeze for developers. New works with the old, and old works with the new. Pretty awesome. That's OXP, and that's just the beginning. Now it's time to fast forward into innovation number 2. FutureSmart. What's FutureSmart? Well, for a start, it's smart. It's a new generation of firmware on the new HP devices. FutureSmart gives the extraordinary ability to run a virtually endless array of applications, features, functions, solutions and services that you access and implement directly from your multifunction printer. So anything a developer can dream of, we can make our printers do. And that, friends, isn't just brilliant, it totally rocks. Now, you know that new HP MFP that you bought today? Well, it's got game. In fact, it's game-changing because it's got FutureSmart. And here's a simple way to explain how it works. Let's say you have a car. Then one morning, you come out to your car and discover it's doing things it didn't do yesterday. It gets better fuel economy, it's got GPS, and it automatically updates your iPod playlist. All good things. The car didn't change. It's the same car. It's just behaving like you bought it today because it's been updated with today's intelligence. Okay, back to our devices. Listen carefully now. Here comes the grand finale. So with the new FutureSmart inside that MFP, you can choose to keep improving and increasing that MFP's capabilities as technology travels ever forward. So as the years go by, the MFP you bought in 2010 will continue to stay as adept and capable as the one you buy far into the future. What's more, when all your devices with FutureSmart need to get their upgrades, unlike in the past, it can now happen simultaneously for the entire fleet. That's FutureSmart firmware, preparing today's printers for tomorrow's technologies. OXP and FutureSmart from HP. Two innovations that are not only transforming printing, but are also really good for your business.
what do I want with hunkering down in a hot, sweaty server room, patching this and trying to wire this to that? Sometimes it's like trying to stack a display of fine china, blindfolded. What am I complaining about? The way things usually are, anytime a request comes down or you're basically trying to fix something, you lose a lot of time, effort, money, and face, calling all hands on deck just to make sure all moving parts are on the same page. I don't want to mess with a delicate house of cards. Not me. No, sir. Well, thank you, HP, for coming up with the HP Blade System, the best run infrastructure out of the box. Simplicity wrapped with brains is the key. It's how the Blade System keeps things easy and flexible. It lets me build whatever I want and control everything. It consolidates from the start in a super smart enclosure that plans for everything up front, from power and cooling to redundancy, how I connect it, and how I manage it all, making it so they can almost take care of themselves. So I can manage more easily. There are way fewer components, more shared resources, and get this, it's all managed as one single machine, not 100 moving parts. I swear, it's faster and cheaper to build and a whole lot easier to maintain than what we're all used to. The automation inside makes managing this baby straightforward. It gives me control to simplify all my routine tasks, even those nasty emergency fixes. The Blade System gives me breathing room to stretch out and concentrate on more important things than daily maintenance. And I get a set of simple building blocks to literally build whatever I want. It's a night and day difference from the racked, stacked, and wired world I'm so used to. Makes life for us IT guys a lot easier. Simplicity, flexibility, control, and freedom, all in one powerful box. No more sweating, for real. You know, sometimes you just look at a new way of doing things and think, why didn't I come up with that? Think about how infrastructures are going to change now that HP has come up with this. It's the difference between a makeshift, do-it-yourself contraption that barely gets you by and a flexible, simple design that works. No questions asked. Not fancy, just focused. It saves us from wasting the time of a lot of smart people on really basic things in favor of just one smart person like you or me, who can now manage a whole lot more without bugging the rest of my data center compadres. First, there is an onboard administrator screen on the front that gets you started right out of the box with setup, configuration, installation, and monitoring. With the addition of rear administrator modules, management is now a breeze and comprehensive. Meanwhile, to get this thing talking to your LAN and SAN, there are 8 bays hooked to the back plane that pumps an aggregate bandwidth of 5 terabits per second across the system and up to 80 gigabits per second within. That's an insane amount of throughput that opens a lot of possibilities for this baby in the future. The connection types are all standardized with what you already know and use: fiber channel, InfiniBand, and Ethernet, so integration is a snap. Plus, redundancy was planned for up front, at every part and every connection. Hey, it does its own thinking too. The built-in power has a ton of headroom and is self-optimizing, focusing attention where it's needed and saving watts where it's not. The same goes for the cooling system, which improves its airflow with a series of variable speed active cool fans. If I choose to add my 2 cents, I can further shape the airflow, manage the power draw, and keep it all down to a nice quiet hum, moving a lot more air with a lot less power. That means I can cool down anything I throw at it. This enclosure houses anywhere from 8 to 16 server blades, both half and full height, with your choice of 1, 2, or 4 processors from Opteron, Xeon, or Itanium. And they have features you've never seen before in a blade. HP's goal is to be able to bring anything and everything into the Blade system. Storage blades, PC blades, and workstation blades. Any blade you can imagine. Mixed and matched all inside and always better, because they're inside the best run infrastructure. This is a total rethinking of how data centers tomorrow are built and managed. And I, for one, am grateful. Have you ever thought about how much of a pain changing up an infrastructure is? Imagine trying to tie your shoelaces with 16 people watching and each of them holding onto the strings with you. That's how it is connecting servers to networks or SANs today. A mess with too many parts to worry about. What should be a 30-minute process isn't a 30-minute process if it takes 3 days and 3 people just to schedule it to start. HP Virtual Connect Architecture introduces a new way to connect. Call it Change Ready IT. It's simply the best way to connect servers to the network or SAN, and it's unlike anything available anywhere else. Before, making changes came with a long checklist of concerns for everybody involved. I'd have to pick the better of two evils. Too many cables on one side or too many switches on the other. No matter how small a change I needed to make, I had to call in the other pros, even for simple stuff. Virtual Connect removes this tyranny, turmoil, and fear of change. It's faster, easier, and more efficient. And most importantly, very flexible. It simplifies by separating the physical connections from the responsibility of managing them. Using both hardware and software, it creates a virtual bank of connections to the outside network and SAN that remains static, no matter how many times I change things inside the box. How does that help? I can plug and pull servers without disturbing the addresses the outside networks or SANs see. Because the software maps the physical components on the inside to the virtual addresses, I can move servers around within the enclosure invisibly to network administrators. Imagine that. I can pre-configure the infrastructure before even plugging a server in. I can switch freely between development and production networks. I can even easily add capacity to or migrate an existing workload, and it automatically handles failures. By changing the physical connections to virtual ones, I gain control and freedom to manage without worrying about the impact on the other folks down the line. I've got the ability to respond and adapt quickly. With Change Ready IT, I'm fearless. Let's face it, when I'm provisioning for changes in my infrastructure, I'm usually focused on getting the right part for the job. But there are bigger problems to wrestle with. A few years ago, more processing capacity was the holy grail. Now it's the commodity, and it's the power and cooling that are the prized resources. More and faster machines equals higher energy bills and more heat, a bigger load to cool, threatening uptime and limiting how much we can grow. Each part of my old infrastructure comes with its own power and cooling, and it's a big waste. It's not rocket science to predict that we're about to hit a brick wall with regards to power and cooling. What can I do about it? I found an answer. HP's ThermoLogic technology. It gives me a real-time dashboard of what's happening with the system with power and cooling. Intelligent sensors inside every component monitor power, heat, and cooling capacity. I can take a peek at and adjust each of these areas to perfect system performance. It starts with sharing power and cooling components across the entire system, treating them like any other resource that needs to be monitored or measured. Want to save power? I can use Dynamic Power Saver to pull usage to fewer supplies and place the rest on standby when I don't need it. With Virtual Machine Manager, I can shift a hot workload to a cool zone elsewhere in the enclosure. I can even consolidate underutilized servers. I'll be saving power and reducing noise. Sweet. For once, an enclosure is actually designed to be filled to the limit, and it's actually ready to cool it all down. A modular cooling system self-adapts the airflow each time I add a part. The enclosure is specifically engineered to maximize cooling from front to back. And wait till you see the jet engine-inspired active cool fans. I can adjust their speed and add up to 10 of them if necessary. I can optimize them to run better and more quietly and with a lot less power. Build IT energy thrifty with HP ThermoLogic technologies. Now I can support bigger workloads more efficiently for a lower cost. Cool and cost effective. My perfect new business partners. Usually, the amount of time and skills you need to run an infrastructure is ridiculous. You need to be an air traffic controller, a nuclear reactor operator, a construction crew, and, well, for lack of a better term, a miracle worker to magically rework things. Well, hang up the secret bat phone. And take a breath of relief, because the Blade system's here, and it's empowered like a superhero. It comes with its own built-in IT admin army, HP Insight Control Management. I can use this built-in power to manage my system from start to finish, from setup and deployment to monitoring and recovery. Time is money, and based on the time we're saving a boatload of money. That's why I can't get the grin off my CIO's face. The real lifesaver for me is the controlled automation that eliminates and simplifies steps in every situation. Things like provisioning and recovery, and a lot of the simple ways to deal with all of the repetitive tasks like setup, configuring, provisioning, patching, changing, monitoring, and updating. With one click, I can reduce and streamline all the steps and eliminate others in a way that's all about saving time. A well-built infrastructure is the foundation under this software control. This is a machine with a brain, strong arms and legs, and a mission to help you. Every part, from the enclosure itself to any component inside, can be monitored and managed. All of the maintenance processes and data I need are at my fingertips. Access is easy. Through the onboard administrator, a built-in LCD on the front, and also through dual rear enclosure managers. I get a unified view of the environment in lots of ways I've needed, like status and connection performance, but also in ways I never imagined, like instant thermal state monitoring and lights-out access. I'm building time-smart IT with HP Insight Control Management, with 24/7 real-time monitoring and more control at every step. The system works for me rather than me working for it, and that takes a lot of stress out of my day.
As the world's largest technology company, HP is the only brand with the breadth of portfolio and the ability to bring it all together. HP has all the necessary intellectual property in-house to optimize the solution to our customers' needs. Storage, servers, networking, management software and services. Our converged infrastructure strategy simplifies, integrates, and automates, delivering the data center of the future today. Customers can now run their businesses easier, get their products out more efficiently, and bring in revenues faster. And HP's networking is a key underpinning of our converged infrastructure strategy. Networking architecture that is simpler and protects businesses from day one. Industry-leading virtualized fabric that delivers application services in minutes, as opposed to days. And an open architecture, delivering breakthrough economics with up to 66% lower total cost of ownership. Customers are really digging this. Derek Chen from DreamWorks Animation says, HP networking solutions have proven to be the best option for our increasing scale and global demands. Andre Balju of Marriott International adds, HP has extensive networking experience and offered the most value for our investment. And Christian Anschutz from Underwriters Laboratories agrees. HP provided a roadmap to transform our network infrastructure while also supporting our plans to move towards a converged infrastructure. A win for our customers, a win for HP. By the last quarter of 2010, we've experienced organic growth of 50%, total growth 227%. With the integration of 3Com, over 450 of our top 1,000 global accounts have already signed up for our proof of concept program. And let's not forget one of HP's jewels, our HP Tipping Point security program, which grew 4 times the market and is gaining significant share. We've got the means. We've got the commitment. We've got the customers. Network your world at hp.com/networking.
So Bill, what are some of the key takeaways you'd like to share with the people who are watching HP Discover Backstage Pass?
Well, it's been a really exciting HP Discover. I've had the opportunity to interact with a lot of customers, and one of the consistent themes, Paul, that I hear again and again is the breadth and depth of innovation that they're seeing from HP software. Like, wow, you got a lot of stuff that is helping me not only in the context of the traditional distributed world, but setting me up for the hybrid world with the cloud. And that's very exciting. I mean, it's in some fashion, you work really hard, you're developing all this innovation, and then you get to show it off, and you get to talk to customers and see the opportunities that they see in solving some of their problems.
And just in terms of a key, I mean, there's been so much innovation, so many things to look at here. What's the key headline you'd like to leave with people?
Actually, I was in a customer meeting just a little while ago, and they had a great summary, which is the world's changing. The world is changing to a hybrid world. And in that hybrid world, I want the agility to leverage the investments I've made, but also leverage the cloud. I want the flexibility to pick any number of platforms. And then I want to drive down cost. Lower costs through better visibility, lower costs through greater automation. And if there was one thing then for HP Software, is our commitment and our opportunity to help you perform better.
And of course, we talk a lot about a system for doing that.
Yeah.
We launched the IT Performance Suite for the first time in front of 10,000 people. What's the reaction been to that?
Very positive. I mean, one of the things, Paul, look, you know this, is that customers have said, I use Quality Center, or I use different pieces of your portfolio. How does the whole accrue to something that's greater than the sum of the parts?
So important.
And we certainly have market leadership, whether it be in quality in testing or application monitoring. God, the cloud system demo this morning really wowed people in terms of what we could do there. But they needed something where it's not only participating in each one of those categories, but pulling it up one level, and it says our commitment and our aspiration is to enable you to have a higher performance IT system for the business, with the business. And that's what we are doing and will do with the IT Performance Suite.
Sounds like you're having a great show. Continue to have a great one, Bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thousands of years ago, information technology was born, and the world would never be the same. It transformed the way we communicate with each other and with the world. It accelerated the way we express our most personal and professional ideas. It created places where we could keep our thoughts, our actions, our discoveries, and it defined the very language of measurement. But throughout these centuries of change, some things have remained constant. The need to move forward, the ability to advance, the desire for progress. And anyone who has ever achieved a breakthrough knows the way forward. Assess the situation, design the transformation, and improve it again, again, and again. Scientists, entrepreneurs, athletes of all professions have followed this process to create small steps or make giant leaps forward. This is the soul of performance. At the heart of every step forward our industry has taken. And it's at the very foundation of the enterprise software that we build. Our software is not just in the business of IT management, security, or information. It's in the business of helping IT perform better. And it's there so that you can build and operate your landscape seamlessly. Leverage the possibilities of today, tomorrow. That next big thing, securely. And take that small step, or make that giant leap forward. So at HP, we say, build faster, operate simply, secure proactively, store efficiently, and analyze your performance in real time. Perform better.
The emergence of cloud and hybrid environments has changed the landscape for a CIO, because now they need to closely look at their application portfolio and what are the right platforms and services to get the most value for their enterprise. The move to the cloud or the move to a hybrid environment concerns CIOs and IT executives and business executives the most, from the knowing that their information is safe and secure and that they have the control aspects around it that they'd like to see. The C-suite today would like to see much more into the performance of IT than they've been able to do in the past. The investments through these difficult economic times have been squeezed, and therefore they would really like to better understand how those investments are being utilized, what the returns are, what the productivity and the performance of their technology team really is. To have a successful performance system, it needs to cover all the domains, from business information, applications, infrastructure, all the way through security. It needs to be tightly integrated and cover all those aspects and be comprehensive. I think the IT Performance Suite can actually change the way the CIO does their job. I think it can significantly help them prioritize better and spend less time on low-value activities to find data, to look at spreadsheets, to look at a number of different systems. It's all going to be at their fingertips anytime they need it, wherever they need it, on one screen in a very simple user metaphor. HP's always had the strongest capabilities and management tools for IT. The HP Performance Suite is a logical next step of where the IT industry needs to go next, which is to get our hands around a significant amount of complexity in today's environment.